Good afternoon, class.
Afternoon, sir.
How are you feeling today?
We're fine.
It's nice to hear, or it's great to hear that you're doing fine and you're doing great. And I know that all of you are very excited for our class discussion on this afternoon. But before that, I have here some photo of a businessman or an entrepreneur, and I have also a question. So anyone from this class who wants to become an entrepreneur in the near future? Okay, it's nice that some of you really wanted to be an entrepreneur in the near future. But let me ask another question. Anyone from your, or can anyone share that there is a family member that is a businessman or an entrepreneur? Anyone from the class?
Sir,
Yes, Mr. Classic?
my dad is a businessman. He's very
Yes, thank you so much for that, Mr. Classic James. So our discussion or our topic for this afternoon will really help you to become a successful entrepreneur in the future, as we are going to talk about the personal entrepreneurial competencies, and I am going to discuss or teach you what are the important characteristics, traits, and attributes of an individual for them to perform an entrepreneurial activity well. So now, let's have our learning objectives. Our learning objectives for this afternoon are: first, define entrepreneurial competencies; second, recognize the important characteristics, traits, attributes, and important skills of a good entrepreneur; and lastly, at the end of this discussion, you will be able, or you should be able, to create a plan of action that ensures success in your career or in your business or career choice. Now, let's discuss who are these we call entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are those people with skills and capabilities to see and evaluate business opportunities. So basically, entrepreneurs are those people who loves to see opportunities. They are taking opportunities from the changes that they have encountered or they might feel inside or in the community. And they are those individuals that can strategically identify products. Okay, they are the one who provides products, and of course those services needed by the community, and they will be able to deliver those things, those products or services at the right time and at the right place. On the other hand, entrepreneurs also are the agents of our economy. They organize, they manage, and assume risks of a business. And some of the qualities of an entrepreneur are: first, we have this opportunity seeker rather. Of course, they are risk taker, goal setter, excellent planner, a confident, a problem solver, hardworking, persistent, and a committed worker. On the other hand, when we say entrepreneurship is not just a simple business activity. It really goes beyond a simple business activity. It is a strategic process of innovation, of course. Entrepreneurs really innovate things, products, or services. And new venture creation. Basically, entrepreneurship is being called both an art, because in entrepreneurship we are creating, we are using our minds, we are creative. Okay, that is an art, and of course it is being called a science of converting business ideas into marketable products or services to improve the quality of living. Of course, it is being called as science because entrepreneurs innovate, entrepreneurs explore different products and of course services to make our lives more easy. Now, let's discuss what is personal entrepreneurial competencies. When we say personal entrepreneurial competencies or entrepreneurial competencies, it refers to the important characteristics that an individual possesses, or that is being possessed by an individual or should be possessed by an individual to perform entrepreneurial functions effectively. So without these personal entrepreneurial competencies, entrepreneurs won't be able to perform entrepreneurial functions effectively. So anyone from the class has an idea what are the characteristics, traits, or attributes that belongs to personal entrepreneurial competencies? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Paul Tasik. Hardworking is correct. Yes, Ms. Corbita Sila. Committed. Yes, Ms. Bonnie Kapampangan. Goal-oriented. That is correct. Now let's start with the first personal entrepreneurial competency, which is the hardworking. So hardworking is one of the important characteristics of a good entrepreneur, because it is kind of nonsense if you are going into an entrepreneurial activity and you are not that hardworking. So basically, you're just wasting your time entering the business world. This means habitually working diligently for a long period of time. Hardworking people keep on improving their performance to produce good products and or provide good services. So we could relate this as a student. We are really striving harder. We are persevering for a better future, for us to have that progressive life in the future, and we really try to improve our performance in every activity, in every exam, because we tend to believe that this is a stepping stone for us to have a better future. And by that, we'll be able to improve we will be able to improve our performance. And the same as these entrepreneurs, they are really improving their performance and they are quiet, hardworking. For them to say that in the near future, everything is being paid off. That is hardworking. Now let's discuss self-confidence. Anyone from the class wants to discuss self-confidence? Yes, Mr. Tassi.
Self-confidence means having strong belief in yourself.
Yes, that is correct. Self-confidence is having a strong belief in himself or in themselves. And entrepreneurs have confidence in one's ability and of course own judgment. So even if a lot of people are saying that you are not capable of doing that, you are not able to make your business successful in the near future, but because you have that self-confidence within yourself that you are able, that you are more capable of doing such thing, then I guess your business would be successful also in the near future. So that is self-confidence, being able to believe in yourself, in your own capability, in your own judgment. So they exhibit self-confidence in order to cope with all the risks of operating their own business. So that is self-confidence. Now let's discuss profit-oriented. When we say profit-oriented, an entrepreneur enters in the world of business to generate profit or additional income. So basically, when you enter in a business world or in an entrepreneurial activity, you must expect that there is a profit or additional income. You can see here, therefore, you must see to it that the business can generate income. So basically, your mindset should be focused on the profit or additional income. It's kind of nonsense if you're entering in an entrepreneurial activity or in a business world, then your business doesn't grow, don't have any profit. So your focus must be on the profit or in the additional income. So that is profit-oriented. Next, we have future-oriented. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is future-oriented? Yes, Mr. John Tassi.
Future-oriented means having a goal for the future of your business.
Yes, having a goal for the future of your business. That is future-oriented. That is correct. Once a person enters in a line of business, you must understand that you are in a non-stop contract as an entrepreneur. So basically, we could relate this as in the life of a teacher. Once you enter being a teacher or in the educational field or education field, you must expect that from now you're a student and in the near future you will be still a student. So because we believe in education, we are doing the lifelong learning. Okay, lifelong learning. So that is related with the entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur. And of course, it may take several years to build up a business to a reasonable standard. So basically, you cannot make your business grow faster. Making your business, building your business in a reasonable standard doesn't take a days, a month, and of course, it is not fast as flash. Okay, running or building up a business is not fast as flash. So the goal for most successful business people is to build a secure job and stable income for themselves based on their own abilities. So basically, it is true that mostly the goal of an entrepreneur is to have a stable job and of course a stable income. So that is future-oriented. Now let's discuss what is goal-oriented. Anyone from the class wants to share his own opinion or thoughts about this goal-oriented? Yes, Mr. Jantasi?
So I think goal-oriented means positive towards to your
Yes, positive towards the future or being an optimist towards the future. Goal-oriented means an entrepreneur is forward-looking. So the focus of an entrepreneur is on the future of his business. And you have an advanced preparation of your business. So basically everything should be planned. And of course, you set a long-term goal for the activities that are needed, an extensive preparation for the production process, and procedures that you need to go through to acquire human and non-human resources. So basically, you have to plan ahead. Everything about your business must be planned in advance, okay? Everything in your business will have to be set clearly, organized, and it must be planned depending on the goal you want to achieve. So that is goal-oriented, being focused on the future of your business, and of course setting an advance or setting or planning in advance everything about the flow of your business, about the goal of your business. So that is goal-oriented. Now let's proceed to persistence. Anyone from the class who wants to explain what is persistence? Yes, Ms. Matulhan.
It means persistence, it means being firm and
Yes.
believing in your own, following your own way.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Ms. Matunhay. When we say persistence, it means a lot of people have differences in opinion and judgment, right? Your opponent can be part of the rejection on what you intend to do for your endeavor. And as an entrepreneur, you must be firm, you must be strong-willed, and of course, you have to follow your own belief. In a business world, there are a lot of competitors that you might encounter, right? And a lot of competitors might say that, might give you some negative feedback about your business, but because of your persistence, you are going to continue your business. Because of your strong will, because you are strong-willed, because you are firm in your stand, because you are firm in your business, and you are following your own belief, and I think your business will be successful. And that is the perks of having a persistence, or that is the perks of being persistent. Now, copes with failure. When we say copes with failure, it means learning from your mistakes. In the business world, or even in our lives, we always commit some mistakes. But what matters is that we always correct all of those mistakes and we got learnings from those mistakes. And in the business world also, we have to learn from all of the mistakes that we have done in the process that we have done. As an entrepreneur, you must learn how to deal with your frustrations, right? You have to deal with the failures that you're encountering and turn them into productive learning experiences. So if you have a lot of downfalls, you have a lot of negative experiences, you have a lot of mistakes that you've done inside your business, then you must learn from it. You must take that as an opportunity to grow. Okay, that is the most important thing also in the world, that even if you have done a lot of mistakes, but one thing that you must see to it is you must take lessons or learnings from that. That is copes with failure. Now let's discuss discipline. Anyone from the class wants to explain what is discipline? Yes, Miss Alaw.
Discipline is fighting temptation.
Yes, fighting temptation. Temptation not just about worldly things, but those unimportant or unnecessary things that is outside from your business. Successful entrepreneurs always stick to the plan and fight the temptation to do what is unimportant. So basically, discipline means an entrepreneur really focuses on the goal, on the things that could help the business grow or be successful, and of course fight the temptation and reject all of those unnecessary or unimportant things that can help the business grow. So that is discipline, sticking to the plan and fighting against the temptation. Committed. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is committed? Yes, Mr. Lagria.
To be committed is that means the entrepreneur must be dedicated to his business.
Yes, dedicated to his business. As a good entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur, you must accept the full responsibility of everything in your business. Of course, you own that business. So basically, you must take the full responsibility in everything that happens in your business. Failures, frustrations, problems, setbacks, downfalls during your during your entrepreneurial activity, then you must be committed or you must accept full responsibility to stand up or to take your business into a higher level. So that is committed. He or she gives full commitment and solid dedication to make the business successful in the near future. Committed. Now, ability to accept change. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is ability to accept change? Yes, Mr. Tacit.
So, I think a good entrepreneur is adapted to the changes and useful changes are opportunity.
Yes, that is right. Ability to accept change. When we say ability to accept change, or there is a famous quote that change is the only constant thing in this world, right? So basically, in business also, there are a lot of changes that you must be adapted. Okay? Whenever changes in our community, you must take that as an opportunity to make your business growing, to make your business successful. When one owns a business, he or she should cope up and thrive on changes. So basically, you must be adaptive to the changes in the community. Let's say, for example, during the pandemic, so what are the businesses that are that is very famous during that time? We have the online, the food delivery, we have the online services. So basically, during that time, there are a lot of businesses that shut down, but some of them stood up, right? Some of the fast food chains used the food delivery services, online delivery services. So that is being adaptive to the changes that we are encountering in the society. So that is ability to accept change. Capitalize those positive changes or even the negative changes as an opportunity for your business. Next, creative. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is creative? Yes, Miss Baron.
As an entrepreneur, you have to be creative. Every your product have a competitive edge.
Yes. Being creative really have a competitive edge against with your competitors, right? An entrepreneur should be creative and innovative to stay in the business and have an edge over the other competitors. Of course, example, in presenting your product, in promoting your product, in your food packaging, creativity is the most important thing for us to have a edge into our competitors. That is creative. Next, we have initiative. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is initiative? Okay, so what is the initiative? An initiative means an entrepreneur takes the initiative. Let's say, for example, a lot of problems, setbacks, challenges, different issues towards your business or entrepreneurial activity. But then you have to be initiative in taking some steps, some precautions to avoid or to remove those negativities. That is what we call initiative. You must put yourself in a position where you are responsible for the failure or success of your business. So you have to take full responsibility towards the failures and of course towards the success of your business or your venture. Next, excellent planner. Anyone from the class wants to discuss what is excellent planner? Yes, Mr. Lagria.
So, to be as an entrepreneur, you have to plan your business, and also you have to set goals.
Yes, excellent planner. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Lagria. That is excellent. Excellent planner means planning is a strategic thinking and setting of goals to achieve objectives by carefully maximizing all the available resources. A good entrepreneur develops and applies step-by-step plans to realize the goals. So basically, there should be a step-by-step plans in making your goals. A good entrepreneur knows that planning is an effective skill only when combined with action, right? It is kind of nonsense if you have a lot of goals, you have set a lot of goals in your life, but you are not turning into actions. So basically, you have to set your goals and also you have to turn it into reality or turn it into action. So that is excellent planner. Sorry for that. Now, possesses people skills. Anyone wants to discuss what is? Yes, Miss Fanny Kapampangan. Okay. When we say possesses people skills, it is an important skill in order to be successful in any kind of business. Of course, communication is the most important thing inside the business. You have to know how to deal with the clients. You have to know how to transact with the people inside your business. And of course, you have to, or you need to have a good communication skills, especially inside your business towards with your employees, right? Because if you treated your employees right, then there is a possibility that your employees would stick or would stay in your business. So that is possesses people skills, and a well-developed people skill can spell out the difference between success and failures of the business. So I think that concludes all of the personal entrepreneurial skills that is very important for us to have and to have or to be successful entrepreneur in the near future. And I know with these characteristics, you would be really successful in the near future. And next time, we will be having an event or an activity which is being called Food Bazaar, and there we would be able, or I will assess if you are wearing all of those personal entrepreneurial competencies in the business. So now, I have here an activity which is being called Finish the Unfinished Statements. So first statement, entrepreneurial competencies refers to anyone from the class, Miss Barrow.
Entrepreneurial competencies refers to the important characteristics that as an individual should possess in order to perform entrepreneurial functions.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Miss Baron. How about the important characteristics, traits, attributes of a good entrepreneur are? Mr. Ladrian.
Alright, so the important characteristics, traits, or attributes, and important skills of an entrepreneur are hardworking, self-confident, future-oriented, profit-oriented, goal-oriented, persistent, committed, ability to accept change, creative, initiative, excellent planner, possess people skills, and sound decision making.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Mr. Lagria. Now, we have here a reflection or an oral recitation. I have here a question. Explain the importance of assessing one's personal entrepreneurial competencies or PECs before engaging in a particular entrepreneurial activity. Anyone from the class wants to answer this question? Yes, Ms. Matunhan.
The importance of assessing one's entrepreneurial competencies before engaging in a particular entrepreneurial activity is for us to know the strengths and weaknesses of an individual and for us to determine if we have the necessary characteristics to succeed in our business.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ms. Matunhay. Anyone from the class? Yes, Ms. Corbita.
So aside from what Ms. Matunay said, it is also assessing one's entrepreneurial competencies before engaging in particular entrepreneurial activity is for us to correctly improve ourselves in running a business.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Ms. Corbita. And anyone? Okay, so it is very important for us to assess one's personal entrepreneurial competencies or specs before engaging in a particular entrepreneurial activity, for us to be aware of our weaknesses and of course the strengths that we have in running a business. And also, this would help us to improve all of the weaknesses that we have and also focus or improve also the strengths that we have in running a business. So that is the importance of assessing one's personal entrepreneurial competencies before engaging in a particular entrepreneurial activity. Thank you so much for that. And now let's proceed to our group activity. I want you to divide the class into 6 groups, but because we're just few at this moment, let's just have 3 groups, or group ourselves into 3 groups. And within 10 minutes or 5 minutes, each group will create a plan of action that ensures success in their business or your career choice. And third, each group will present their plans for 3 minutes. Groups who presented well their plans will be given 50 points, and their points will be added to class participation. So are you all excited for the group activity right now?
Yes, sir!
Okay. So I will be giving you 10 minutes, and your 10 minutes starts now. Okay, time is up. I bet that all groups are ready to present their plan of action. Let us begin with the group number 1.
So good afternoon everyone, we are the group 1 and this is our plan of action that ensures success in our business or career choice in the future. The first one is market research and business planning. Conduct market research. We need to analyze the market trends, target audience, and competitors. Next is develop a business plan. It includes the mission, vision, objectives, strategies, and financial projections. Next is validate business ideas. We need to use surveys, focus groups, and pilot programs to test viability. So second, we will be securing funding and we will explore funding options, look into personal savings, loans, grants, angel investors, or venture capital. Next, we will create a financial plan. We will outline startup costs, ongoing expenses, and revenue projections, and pitch to investors, which we will develop a compelling pitch deck and practice presenting.
Next is building a strong team. So third is identify key roles to determine essential positions and skills that needed. Then next is recruit talent. So use job boards, networking events, and recruitment agency. And the last one, foster a positive culture. So establish core values and create an inclusive work environment.
Okay, the fourth one. Marketing and sales strategy. So you develop a brand identity to create a logo, tagline, and brand guidelines. Secondly, implement marketing campaigns. Utilize social media, email marketing, SEO, and content marketing. The third, build sales channels. Used to develop direct sales strategies and partnerships.
And lastly, we have number 5, which is monitoring and adjusting. So we come up with this idea, which is set KPIs, identify key performance indicators to track progress. Also collect feedback, regularly seek customer and employee feedback. And lastly, we also come up with adapt and innovate, which is be flexible and ready to pivot based on market changes. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, group number 1. Let's give them a round of applause. Well presented one. Now let's proceed to group number 2. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. So here's the plan of action of Group 2. The first is professional development. So continuing education like pursue relevant certifications, courses, and advanced degrees. Then develop leadership skills, which is take on leadership roles in projects and attend management workshops. Then last, seek mentorship, which is to find mentors within or outside the organization for guidance and advice.
Second is networking, internal networking, build relationships with colleagues across departments. And external networking, attend industry conferences, join professional organizations, and participate in networking events. And leverage social media, use LinkedIn to connect with industry professionals and showcase expertise. Third, we have performance excellence, so set goals, align personal career goals with organizational objectives. Second, track achievements, so document successes and contributions to the company. Request feedback, regularly seek feedback from supervisors and peers to improve performance. And number 4, visibility and influence, lead initiatives, volunteer for high visibility projects and cross-functional teams. Communicate effectively, enhance public speaking and presentation skills, and publish articles. So write articles or white papers on industry topics to build a reputation as a thought leader.
For the last one, we have strategic career planning. So first, identify opportunities, which is to look for advancement opportunities within and outside the organization. Then, tailor your resume. You need to customize your resume to highlight relevant experiences and achievements. And for the last one, prepare for interviews. So practice interview skills and prepare for common questions. That's all.
Thank you so much, group number 2. Let's give them a round of applause. Now let's welcome group number 3. Let's give them a round of applause.
So we are from group 3 and here's our plan of action. First is stay updated, regularly update my knowledge base with the latest information, trends, and advancements. And of course, feedback integration to analyze user interactions and feedback to identify areas for improvement and implement necessary updates and expand capabilities. Continuously enhance our functionalities to support a wider range of tasks and queries. So this is our continuous learning and improvement in plan of.
The second, enhancing user experience. So personalization, improve personalization features to better understand and meet individual user needs and preferences. So ease of use, simplify interaction processes to ensure a smooth and inclusive user experience, and accuracy and reliability, focus on providing accurate and reliable and trustworthy information in every interaction.
Building trust and credibility. Transparency, rarely communicate my capabilities and limitations to users. Of course, source verification, ensure information provided is from credible and verified sources. Last one is ethical standards, adhere to ethical guidelines and maintain user privacy and data security.
And the fourth one, expand language and accessibility. So first, there is local language support, expand language to cater to a global audience. The second one, platform integration, integrate with various platforms and devices to be accessible wherever users need assistance. And lastly, to make engagement, to engage with user communities and forums to understand their needs and promote awareness of our capabilities. So the last one is collaboration and partnership. So partners with organizations collaborate with educational institutions, business, and other organizations to provide value-added services. And second one is API development. Develop and enhance APIs to allow third-party developers to integrate our capabilities into their application. And lastly, user training. Provide resources and training materials to help users maximize the benefits of interacting with us.
So these are our plan of action from this week.
Give them a round of applause. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation, and all of the groups got 50 points. Now let's continue our discussion. Okay, so our evaluation, let's just forgo this one. It is a quiz. Just open the link that I have forwarded on our group chat or GC, and later on you can answer that. Let's just forgo this one. And for your assignment, interview a successful entrepreneur in your area whose type of business is related with cookery or any in line with the courses that we have. Focus your interview on PECs or personal entrepreneurial competencies and other business-related attributes that help them become successful. And I think that concludes my discussion this afternoon. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless us all.